The New Orleans Pelicans could be currently making one of the biggest mistakes in NBA history, and that would be trading Zion Williamson away, and that has been a ginormous rumor circling ever since the NBA season has ended, saying he doesn't have good relationships with the organization, or he wants a trade, or his team his team around him wants a trade, and there's been just so many rumors around it, and the main rumor has been that they're trying to trade for the number 2 or number 3 pick in exchange for Zion to get Scoot Henderson, and I will be getting into why I think this may be one of the worst decisions you could possibly make if you are the Pelicans organization. So let's first get into why trading Zion in itself makes absolutely zero sense. The first one is because right now Zion is a 22-year-old generational talent, and when he is healthy is probably a top 15 player in the NBA at only 22 years old, and is under contract until the 2027 through 28 season. So why would you be in a rush to trade that? He's extremely young. If you look at people like Joel Embiid, for the first 4 years of their career, they couldn't be on the court either. And now look at Joel Embiid, he just won an MVP, and yes, they've never won a championship, but they've had extremely good teams that all have had a chance to contend and play at a high level, while the New Orleans Pelicans are right on the cusp of that too. If they just don't give up on the generational talent in Zion, and they keep him and keep hoping he gets healthy, eventually he probably will have a healthy season, and we've already seen him. He is capable of playing 60 plus games, as is in the second year in the NBA, he did actually play that 60 plus games. So I think for sure Zion can do it, and it's just a matter of getting lucky enough for health to be on his side. And if I have to make the decision between having a contending level team with Zion, or now I have to go back to rebuild without Zion if I trade him, I think that is a very easy gamble that I would take, and I will 100% of the time take the contending option, especially with how small of a market the New Orleans Pelicans are. And on top of that, it's not like Zion is just a normal, very good young guy. He is insane, as in both seasons that he has played 25 plus games in his career, he has made an all-star in both of them, and in those combined seasons he is averaging 27 points per game, 1 steal per game, 4 assists per game, 7.1 rebounds per game on 61% shooting from the field, and even 32% shooting from the 3-point line. And like I said, he has 2 all-star games in those 2 seasons combined. So when you have a 22-year-old that is that dominant and that good at what he does, you just cannot trade him this early, because it's not like you're not going to get a lot for him. Even if he gets injured for the next 2 years and then you decide to trade him, you're still going to get a lot for him, because he's only going to be 24 years old, and everybody knows how good he is when he's healthy. So you're still going to be able to get anything you want for Zion, even if you trade him 2 years down the line. But rushing him to trade for the number 2 overall pick, in my opinion, just doesn't make sense. And then even the trade that they're trying to make for Scoot Henderson, or the 2nd overall pick with the Hornets, I don't think that would make sense either, because one, look, the Charlotte Hornets, besides that number 2 overall pick, have nothing you would want. Like, what player are you going to get? PJ Washington, Mark Williams, Kai Jones? Like, they're not going to give you LaMelo, so like, what are you going to do with that? There's not much you can do, but that's what you would end up getting. And then if you also got Scoot Henderson, you're banking on the fact that Scoot Henderson is just a smaller version of Zion, but healthier. But I don't think that's even close to the case, because Scoot Henderson actually has a worse jump shot than Zion Williamson has. And I don't think he's going to be as good at slashing and driving to the lane as Zion was coming in. So I think Scoot's going to be more of a project. I think he has a lot more to work on than Zion does. Now, I'm not saying Scoot's going to be bad. I just don't think he's going to be nearly as good as Zion is right off the bat of his career, which is going to set the Pelicans back even more. And then on top of that, the chemistry is going to be reset once again. And it just is going to be a constant cycle of trying to get this team to a contending level. And although they have been very talented for the past few years, they have never been able to contend, because they keep resetting that chemistry and they just keep on putting new parts in and out and in and out. So I think their best course of action would just don't trade Ingram, don't trade Zion, because it doesn't make any sense, and just try to get this team healthy, because if they are healthy, they are one of the best starting 5s in the entire NBA. As when they are healthy, they have a starting lineup of CJ McCollum at point guard, Trey Murphy at shooting guard, Brandon Ingram at small forward, Zion at the 4, and Jonas Valanciunas at the 5. And that is one one of the biggest starting lineups in the NBA, as Trey Murphy, I'm pretty sure, is like 6'9", 6'8", somewhere around there. CJ is obviously the shortest. Ingram's pretty tall. Zion's just strong and big. And then Giannis is also obviously very, very big. So they have a ton of size, a ton of strength, a ton of power in that starting lineup, but they also have a ton of scoring because Zion obviously can score the best of them. Ingram has an unguardable fadeaway. CJ McCollum can be a sniper from 3 when he's healthy and plays with a fully healthy team, and he can also make his own bucket when he has to. Trey Murphy is quickly becoming one of the best catch and shoot guys in the entire NBA, and then Jonas Valanciunas also has the ability to stretch the floor and even grab a lot of offensive rebounds and score the basketball from there. So he is also a very talented offensive player, and just overall, this team could be extremely good if their starting 5 could just play together. But last year, they only played 7 games together for the entire year, which is a huge, huge problem. And then on top of that, you have Jose Alvarado and Herb Jones off your bench, and Herb Jones, it was a all defensive player this year on an all defensive team, obviously. And Jose Alvarado is also a very good player who won like the Rising Stars MVP just last year before he got injured. So this team is extremely, extremely talented, and they can even go fairly deep into the playoffs or even into anywhere due to how much talent they have if they could just stay healthy. And that is a huge reason why I think it would be a huge mistake to trade one of the cornerstone pieces of this team, because we don't know how good they're going to be when they are fully healthy. It's not like a situation with Utah when they had Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. It's not like a situation in Portland when they had Dame and CJ, where they obviously did not have enough to win a championship. We have never seen this team fully healthy, so we don't know if they do or don't have enough to win a championship. And blowing this team up before you find that ceiling out, I think is a huge, huge mistake. And in my opinion, they can easily be contenders if they were fully healthy going into the playoffs. Because even last year, look, CJ McCollum played through an injury that caused him to get surgery immediately after the season ended. Brandon Ingram missed significant time that caused like an 11-game losing streak, which was detrimental to the season for the Pelicans. Zion Williamson only played 29 games. Jonas Valanciunas even missed a few games. Herb Jones was out for a while. Trey Murphy was out for a while. Jose Alvarado missed the entire second half of the season. There was just a lot of injuries that caused this team to not get as good as it should have been, and we don't know the ceiling of it. So I think blowing this team up before we can find that out is a gigantic mistake, especially if you are the New Orleans Pelicans, because I don't think you're going to be contending anytime soon, or at least get this close to contending anytime soon, if you trade Zion Williamson. And I just think overall it would be a giant mistake. But unfortunately, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think that they would be making a mistake trading Zion? Do you think they should trade Zion? On your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It would mean the absolute word to me. And I hope you had a blessed day, because I had a blessed day. So you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.